What's going on? It is another episode of Dynasty Pylon, and my name is Martin. And if you're watching on Facebook, that means that I am not fired from last week's incident of doing to the fact of no audio, no video. Tank Kramer's a nice guy. Said, you know what? I'll give you another chance. Go ahead. I'll let you be on my stream on Facebook. So here is another show. I hope I get to stay, and hopefully we don't have any problems. I figured out what a couple of issues I had here at my end, but I am obviously solo today, so I am at the helm on my ship. Mark is unfortunately at work right now, so he's a pretty big deal, I guess, and they needed him, so I will be here by myself. But it's no problem. Like I got this. It's fine. So today I will be talking about a little bit about the upcoming rookies for Dynasty. So I know we've heard a little bit of the draft. If you haven't heard about the draft is in about 3 weeks, guys. It is literally 3 weeks away. To be exact, it's 3 weeks in a day. So it is Thursday the 29th. So I'm excited. If anybody who follows football should be excited. I think it's going to be really good. Obviously, we all know that Trevor Lawrence is going number one, and number two, well, could be the Jets picking Zach Wilson. We're not too sure what's going on with that because the recent news, if you live in a cave, I'm going to let you know that Sam Darnold is now traded to the Carolina Panthers. Yes, that is good for him. I am happy for him. That is a really good fit. He has more weapons there. He's only 23. Believe it or not, he's younger than Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow was there from last season. Joe Burrow is actually 24. Sam Darnold is actually 23. So essentially, you have a college rookie who's been in the NFL for 2-3 seasons now. So he has a little bit under his belt. Unfortunately, he was in a bad situation and a bad team. He was with the Jets and Adam Gase. Well, I'm not a big fan of Adam Gase, but he is actually out the door. He's no longer with the Jets, so the Jets should have a somewhat of a better outcome on their season. I mean, I'm hoping they go at least 6 games. Some are saying that they're going to have a better season this year, which I am totally on for. I know it's going to be a tough decision. I mean, the Patriots have been doing some moves. The Bills, we know how good they are. I think they're not really making any really hardcore moves besides re-signing their guys. And so who else? The Dolphins have been making some moves, obviously, with the trade that happened a couple weeks ago, or maybe last week. Was it? Has it been that long? I'm not sure. I think it was last week. But yeah, so the Dolphins are making first-round picks, shifting them around, going from 12 to 6, now getting a first round for next season, or I think it was 2023, because I think they gave the 22 trade they got from the Niners to the Eagles. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. So essentially, I was going to have a rookie draft with my co-host Mark and maybe Justin, but unfortunately, like I said, they're not here, so I am at the helm. So with that said, we can get started. It might be a short show today since no one's here to tell me what to do or what to say, or I'm not even here to ask anybody. So I'm just putting this out there to make a weekly show and help Tank out with his Facebook because he gave me another chance. Bless his heart. So let's get into it. I have a program here that is the mock draft from the Draft Network. So if you haven't heard of it, it is actually it's not a bad website. It's actually pretty good. It's before the draft. You get to essentially kind of make your own draft, what you think, what's going to happen. And you can make trades for the premium version. You can pay for it. You can make trades, see if they like it. I'm only going to do 2 rounds, and I'm going to manually pick 4 teams. So if you are watching right now, I have the Bears, I have the Falcons going. I am going to, let's see here. Let's actually get started into it. 2 rounds. So I have okay, yeah. So I have the Falcons going up here at pick 4. So let's look at the picks that already happened. So if they show me here, so I know that the first 3 rounds are probably going to be 3 QBs right away, right? So let's see. The first picks were probably QB1, QB2, and QB3. So I know it was T-Law, obviously, and it was Zach Wilson. And if I can't see, there it is. Mac Jones at number 3. So a lot of people might be asking, well, why Mac Jones? Well, Mac Jones has been climbing up the board recently, and that's because, well, if we think about Kyle Shanahan has been in a interesting situation. I don't know why that is there. Didn't get that out of there. Yeah, I don't know. Get that out of there. Yeah, we'll leave it there for now. So, Kyle Shanahan has not had any running QBs. So, Mac Jones has been climbing up the board. I mean, he's not a bad QB. So, from Alabama, like, they know how to produce players. I mean, at one point, you had Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa, and Mac Jones in the same locker room, which is pretty crazy. And they're all pretty darn close to first picks. Jalen Hurts is pretty good, and I'm glad that the Eagles are going to roll with him as well. He's not a bad QB, so I can't remove this ad, unfortunately, but we'll just leave it there. But as you see, like I said, Trevor Lawrence to the Jags, Zach Wilson to the Jets, and Mac Jones is number 3. So here I'm sitting at the Falcons at number 4. So, I'm a Falcons fan. So obviously, according to this consensus, it says that we need an edge rusher, a tight end, a linebacker. But I kind of like Justin Fields. I mean, honestly, I don't even know why this says Mac Jones at 3. I personally like Justin Fields over Mac Jones, but I mean, Matt Ryan's got another 2 seasons. I mean, last year we saw that the Packers did with Jordan Love, took up a backup and let Aaron Rodgers train him up for about a season or 2. We don't know if he's going to be there or not, but we will take. I personally would love to have a good QB behind Matt Ryan, train him up a little bit, and have him there. And I would not mind taking Justin Fields at number 4. So I'm going to take Justin Fields. You see, Miami's taking a receiver at pick number 5 or 6. I'm sorry. And then we see, let's see, Penny Sewell go to the Bengals. That's good. I like that pick. Obviously, they need help with Joe Burrow. Jamar Chase at 6. Yeah, sure. Give Tua Tagovailoa another receiver. I mean, he doesn't really have anybody like elite there. So I like Jamar Chase. And if you're not familiar with Jamar Chase is, in my opinion, better than Justin Jefferson in Minnesota, because when they played together, Jamar Chase was the number 1 guy there at LSU. So I like that pick, and I hope that he goes there. That would be really good for another weapon for him. And then you see Jalen Waddle, who's Alabama, Mac Jones's main guy. Everyone is all hyped on Devontae Smith. Now, however, Devontae Smith only climbed up the boards this season because he didn't have anybody in his way. So Jalen Waddle got hurt towards the beginning of the season. So Devontae Smith was the main guy this season for 2020. So, and yes, he did win the Heisman Trophy Award. So I thought it was really good for him. He made a name for himself, and now he's climbing up the boards. Everyone is like, oh yeah, he's it. But my opinion, he's kind of small, but he has speed. So we've seen small guys come into the league and just do really good. So let's see. Next we have Carolina right here at 8, and they pick up an O lineman. kind of surprising there for what this is drafting. This mock draft is going. I really thought that they probably go with a tight end. They don't really have a decent tight end. Not that I think he's any good, but I mean, you can't go wrong with Rashawn Slater. He's a really good O lineman. You can't go wrong with that. Like, just protect your QB, and if Rashawn Slater does go there, Sam Darnold will have what essentially is a better line than what he had his entire career. So I like that. It's not bad. Me personally, I don't care because it's the Panthers. I'm a Falcons fan, so they're in the same division. So next we got Trey Lance at the Broncos, which I really love. That is a good pick for the Broncos. The Broncos desperately need a QB. I can't tell you that I'm done watching Locke, and maybe it's the coaching staff. I don't know. I just don't think he's the guy, and maybe because they're playing him wrong or whatnot. But I just don't see it. I don't think he's the guy. So Trey Lance from North Dakota State. Unfortunately, we only have one game film from the 2020 season on him, but he's not bad. He's more of a rusher guy. I think for fantasy purposes, I think he's going to do really good. I would not mind picking him up in the later rounds as a backup if he is there as a starter at Broncos. But I definitely would not mind taking that chance on him. So let's move on. The Cowboys with Patrick Surtain, really good corner, probably one of the best in the league. If you did not catch him during the Pro Bowl, or not Pro Bowl, I'm sorry, the Senior Bowl, he was there. He didn't do so much, but throughout the season, he really saved Alabama some pretty close games. He's kind of like an average size kind of dude. He's a monster though, but like he plays bigger than what he actually is. And then here we go. First tight end off the board is Kyle Pitts. Now I really thought that Kyle Pitts would end up with Carolina, but I mean it makes sense because Evan Ingram is no longer with the Giants, so Kyle Pitts could definitely slide into that role and become the number one right there. Kyle Pitts, if you haven't heard him, man, he's 6'6", 230, 240. He's huge. He's not a all-around tight end. He's more of a big catching, receiving tight end. For fantasy, I think he's going to be good. But I mean, Kyle Pitts, I think is probably tied for first, right by Brevin Jordan from Miami, and I'm sure he'll come off the board here soon. But yeah, so then we got Devontae Smith. Though I was just mentioning him earlier, so he's now with the Eagles, which I like that pick. I mean, give Jalen Hurts another receiver. So he has Rager on the other side with Devontae Smith, and Devontae Smith played with Jalen Hurts in Alabama, so they kind of know each other. Good chemistry there. It's not a bad pick. And then we'll go up to, 13 with, hold on. Sorry. 13 with Christian Dawson at O-line. Yeah, sure. Why not? Give him another protection back there. Give the Herbs back there some protection. He did pretty good as a rookie. He turned heads. If it wasn't for Tyrod Taylor's doctor puncturing his lung, we would have never seen him. So yeah, and yep. So we have they need a big blocker, bro. Yeah, and let's see what Tanker Chase is going to be great anywhere he goes. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. So Jamar Chase, he really is, man. Like I think he's one of the best. Like honestly, he's better than Jamar Jefferson, and that's how I see it. We'll see. I mean, people will probably doubt it, but we'll see when the season actually comes. Of course, you got to take into landing spots too, though. So depending on where he goes, it's all about landing spot too. I mean, we see running backs going to a certain spot, and like let's take Vaughn, Tampa Bay. He wasn't he was really good in college, and then again, landing spot. He just ended up in a bad spot and behind a bunch of veterans, and it happens. So let's go Vikings. Next at 14, Jace Horn's a corner. Rashad Bateman, a really good receiver. I think he's going to be really good, to be honest. I see there is rumors that N'Keal Harry will potentially be traded. I know a lot of teams are looking at him there at New England. If they get that trade off, that'd be good. I mean, they probably get a couple of future picks, start for the future, help out Cam. But Rashad Bateman, he's not that bad. He's really good. I think he's probably the sneakiest, best receiver in this class. But again, landing spots and see where he goes. But Minnesota really used them there, and I think he could be a really good candidate for dynasty program or dynasty leagues next season. All right, so let's go on. So now I have the Cardinals. Okay, so the only reason I'm doing the Cardinals is because, well, I'm here, hometown Arizona. Why not? So let's go. They say they need a corner. They just lost Peterson, so yeah, I definitely see that there. However, you know what? I'm really thinking that the Cardinals can definitely benefit off a little bit of offense. They just lost Drake to the Raiders, so you're gonna go with Benjamin or Chase. So I mean, it's I guess. But if you really want to really fix what you got back there, you got decent receivers, decent line. Obviously, Kyler Murray can do it. And I think that they could really benefit if they go running back. However, running back this high, I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, we could see it, but I don't know. I really don't think that a running back would go in the first round this high. Maybe towards the end. So let's say like and plus you still have Travis Etienne. So let's leave it at that with let's go with the running back in the second round. It's really too early for running back. But I see here we have Micah Parsons. I've loved that kid. He did not play. He opted out from Penn State from 2020, so that might have hurt his, but he's a really good player. He had some a little bit off-field issues, but he's still a good player. I mean, regardless of what you're going to go with, he's still a good player. But I'm just going to go. Let's see here. We got Micah Parsons, Tucker, really good lineman. Jalen Phillips. Now, if I do go running back here, will I still be able to get Travis Etienne in the second? So let's replace the corner. Obviously, Patrick Surtain is gone. So let's replace the corner or maybe even the safety because they don't need the safeties anymore. They picked up the two Falcons' best safeties from signing, or actually, no, I'm sorry, my bad. That was the Cowboys. But let's go with let's go with Newsom. Like, let's just get a corner, just help that out. Get that rookie in there. Get another corner. I mean, comment below, tell me I'm an idiot. That's fine. It's cool. I'm just kind of going off the flow here. But then I think that the running backs don't usually go that high in the first round. Usually you don't. You see them high in the second round. So I'm going to stick with that pick and replace their corner. Yeah, see, look, there it goes. Three picks later, Najee Harris is still there. Let's go Washington. Now, offensive line. I think they have a pretty good offensive line. Now, Mark could probably text me and tell me about this later on, but this is my co-host's favorite team, and he knows about the Washington a little bit more than I do, but I think I'm going to go with a linebacker there just to help out that defense. I think that defense is pretty strong still, but I'm not too sure if they lost a linebacker. I could be wrong, but I like Micah Parsons going there. So let's give him to Washington. Now here we go. Now the Bears literally pick 20. QB, obviously, that's no surprise there. Andy Dalton. Now let me talk about Andy Dalton. So a lot of people are down on him, but let's look at his career real quick though. Andy Dalton played with the Bengals his whole career. Who did he have? He had no line. He had like no stellar receivers, maybe AJ Green and TJ Hushmanzada. Again, that's kind of like 7-10 years from now. So, but I don't think he had a really good stellar line to protect him. Now, there is the argument that he was with the Cowboys, and yes, he did have weapons. However, I don't think that the line was there for him. Obviously, and my argument behind that is because Zeke did nothing. So Zeke didn't produce. Why? Because of the line. Andy Dalton was running for his life because of the line. So, I'm I don't know, man. Like maybe this is his last chance, but I know a lot of us are down on him. He sucks, but I mean, he's still better than was it Ben DiNucci. And so I think that the Chicago Bears will go QB, but I think they'll probably go with Keelan Mond later in the rounds. He's not that bad. I think he'll do pretty good. I just don't think they'll miss out. I think they'll miss out on a high stellar QB. So let's see. With the trade rumors of Anthony Miller leaving, potentially a receiver would be a good fit. But if the Bears actually trade Anthony Miller and get some picks, right, or even an O-lineman, which I think I'm going to go with O-line with the Bears because, well, you can't blame the line. If the line's good, then the QB is supposed to be good, right? The saying goes, you're only as good as your O-line. So I think I'm going to go O-lineman here, and we'll go with Jenkins and from Oklahoma State. So he's a tackle. He's not. I think he's pretty good. But again, I'm going to go with O-lineman and hope the best that we see Andy Dalton actually do some good there. So we're coming up on the second round, and like I said, what was I saying earlier? I don't think that running backs will be taken in the first. Look who's first. Najee Harris. Do I love that for Atlanta? Yes. Again, I'm not trying to be biased here. However, if I took Justin Fields for the future, and obviously we lost Todd Gurley, yeah, I spaced there. I don't even like the guy. I never liked the guy. He has old knees. He's a 25-year-old with 60-year-old knees. So I'm not. I never was a fan of Todd Gurley. So like I said, running backs usually go high in the second round. Like why not? Let's give him a running back. Falcons offense has always been good. I know our defense is really hurting. I know, but you can't miss out on an opportunity like this. If you're getting a 5-star player like this, Najee Harris, at the top of the second round, because clearly, if you saw that he wasn't taken in any they took Kadarius Toney, not bad, is a really good receiver. And then the Jets took a lineman to protect Zach Wilson. 2 solid picks. Kadarius Toney is a really good receiver out of Florida, right next to Kyle Pitts. Florida made it happen with him, but they didn't go running back. And again, I'm going to go running back. They're sitting there. They're really good, stellar players. He's I really want to say 6'2", 6'3", 230 pounds, potentially up there, but he's elusive. He's big. He's a Derrick Henry, but elusive and agile. So yeah, I'm gonna take Najee Harris to the Falcons to replace Todd Gurley. Why not? And then we see a linebacker, a corner, another linebacker, Nick Bolton. Oh, not bad. Zavane Collins. So yeah, I mean, like I said, Javonte Williams is still up there. I'm surprised. And this is perfect. Cardinals just lost Drake, and again, Travis Etienne looks like he went to the Niners. Not a bad pick. Travis Etienne actually gained a little bit of muscle just before his pro day, so he looked a little bit bigger than what he actually was. But from what he has college days, so it might have, like, I don't know if it was fat or what, but he looked a lot bigger in his pro day. So obviously he's not as good as Harris, but you can't argue with Travis Etienne. He's fast, he's agile, he's really good up the middle. Travis Etienne and Mozart at the Niners, that is going to be a dangerous backfield. So let's see. Let's go up to the Cardinals, right? So, like I said, I'm going to pick Javonte Williams, man. He's pretty good. A lot of people are kind of talking about Michael Carter, but if you don't, Michael Carter is actually his backup. So if you like Michael Carter, you're definitely going to like Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams, another player who opted out this season. So who was the backup? Michael Carter. Now he got all the roles, he put a name for himself, kind of like similar situation with Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith up in Alabama. So yeah, let's go with Javonte Williams there at number 2 round pick for the Cardinals to replace Drake. And dude, I love it, man. It's not a bad fit. I think it's perfect for him. All right, so here we go with the Redskins. Now, Mark, if you're watching this, please do not yell at me. I am trying my best for your squad, your team. I understand that you might want to look into a QB. However, all the QBs were taken at the first go. So, but you got Fitzpatrick. So he's not bad. Let's just hope he doesn't get injured. But I did go with linebacker last round with the Washington football team. So let's go with, did they lose any key personnel? Maybe besides like their O-line, maybe? We've got a receiver, Elijah Moore. So Elijah Moore for Ole Miss. So do we get a low profile pick? Oh, we do. Look at that. So 5'9", 184. I've heard of his name come up a lot. So, I'm not, I listen to certain podcasts with Dynasty Leagues and stuff like that. So his name, Rondell Moore and Elijah Moore, his names have been triggering in my mind lately. So, this is towards the back end of the second round, or mid, I should say. So, I mean, with they only got one receiver over there, like one main receiver. So why not give him another one, right? There it is, Rondell Moore. So I will go with Elijah Moore. So if you're unfamiliar with any of these guys, go ahead, just you can easily look them up. And there's I like to use Tankathon. They have little profile pictures on them and little videos of them. It's a pretty nice website. Kind of gives you an insight on where the draft is, and they update it throughout the year. So it's not bad. So that's Tankathon. Definitely check it out. Helps out with the draft. Kind of gives you insight of who's coming up. And I don't really watch college myself. I only watch the bowl games and maybe some of the games here and there, and definitely the Senior Bowl. That was a must. But I'm not really big on college guys, but I do know of these guys because I hear them throughout the year. So yeah. So who do we got? Chicago next. Now, so I went with an offensive line. Why? Because the first pick. Why? Because, well, like I said, you're only as good as your O-line, right? So why not? Now, I don't think they've really been doing anything lately besides getting rid of guys. I think they got rid of Kyle Fuller. Big mistake. Because I know one of my other co-hosts on another show was saying that he was off like really pissed about Kyle Fuller going for 10 mil to making that, but then they used that 10 mil to pick Andy Dalton. So he was pretty upset about that. And I think he said it like 2-3 times already. Clearly upset about that. So let's get another DB or something like that maybe in there. I mean, I don't see Aaron Robinson maybe. But let's use Joseph Asai though. Do you really want to go that far deep into the Gregory Rosso? He's really good for Miami. So, you know what? I still believe in the Bears D. Yeah, they lost a DB. But would it be bad if they got Rondell Moore with Allen Robinson, and maybe if Anthony Miller's out the window? Would it be bad? I'm just going to say, let's go with Rondell Moore. Why not? I mean, they're in a bad situation anyways. Why not just start with, some rookies there at the receiver spot position, because maybe Allen Robinson will be gone next season. So that's if Allen Robinson's gone next season, we won't know who's their receiver is. So why not get one now to start looking into the future? So let's see here. We went with Trevor Lawrence, number 1, Zach Wilson at number 2, and again, Mac Jones at 3. And if you missed it earlier, I said, why is Mac Jones climbing this high over Justin Fields, over Trey Lance? He was predicted to go like 16 to like the New England. So again, Kyle Shanahan, when he first came into the NFL, he was with Tampa Bay, then he was with Houston, then he was with Washington, and with the Browns, and then he went with Matt Ryan, and that's where he really made a name for himself. And now he's with the Niners. Now let's look at all those teams: Tampa Bay, Houston, Washington, Browns, Falcons. None of those guys were speedster QBs. So Mac Jones does fit in Kyle Shanahan's playbook. So, and I think this is why he's moving up the boards. He's not a bad QB. He's just very overlooked, and a lot of people aren't actually paying attention to him. So, I see Mac Jones there, and again, I'm gonna take Justin Fields at number 4 with the Falcons. Why not? I think he could potentially be a good speedster QB. I'm not saying Michael Vick. I'm not going to resurrect that, but maybe Lamar Jackson-ish. But we'll see that. And of course, Penny Sewell. I love that pick there at number 5 with Oregon. With Oregon, Penny Sewell going to Cincinnati Bengals. Definitely give Joe Burrow protection there. And then we have Jamar Chase, receiver there at both Miami and Detroit. Definitely love that for fantasy purposes, especially Detroit. Give Jared Goff an actual weapon. What does he have? Swift, who if he dumps off to the side, and then TJ Hawkinson. That's pretty much all he has. So yeah, get him a receiver, get him the long game. Kenny Galladay's out the door. Marvin Jones out the door. Let's put Jalen Waddle there. So we got Carolina Panthers. Sam Darnold definitely could use him as good protection. Trey Lance here at QB. Now, like I said, I really like that pick. The Broncos. I think that's their key point. I think, Melvin Gordon isn't like as good as he was, but they have the line. They have a decent running back. Yeah, he's kind of torn, but we'll see. He's only a goal line back, so I don't know how. Without Philip Lindsay there, I don't know how they're gonna do like in between the pylons. Like we'll see. But I do like Trey Lance there, so maybe he's their running back. Like he could just be the next Lamar and just bolt it off. But yeah, Cowboys definitely. Patrick Surtain. Their defense is awful. It really is. The first 5 games of the season, Dak would always have to come back and just put a stellar game for them. If he wasn't there, obviously we saw how bad they did because their defense is atrocious. So give them a little bit of corner help. Yeah, it might take them a season or 2 to actually become something stellar. And then, of course, Kyle Pitts there at 11 to replace Evan Ingram. Devontae Smith there at Philly. So get another receiver at the end, help Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts knows Devontae Smith, so that's good for them. Chemistry is already there, and hopefully they can make something happen. Hopefully if their line can stay healthy, because people are down on Carson Wentz. It was the worst QB stats in history. So a lot of people are like, oh, he's not that great or whatnot. But he had no line, and people forget about that. And he wasn't a runner. So how can someone be that good if he didn't run at all? So, but Jalen Hurts did. So with Jalen Hurts being, that mobile QB, he was able to run away from all these sacks. So that was the difference between Wentz and Hurts. So, yeah. All right. So who do we got next? Minnesota getting a corner. I like that. Their defense wasn't that great either. I just skipped over Chargers. Yeah, I think I mentioned that earlier. Get Justin Herbert a little help back there and protect him. Why not? Protect your young QB, right? Sophomore coming in. Let's get that rolling again. Get another good season. Hopefully it's not a Baker Mayfield year where he did really good his first year and then just tanked his second. So hopefully not. I do like Christian Dawson there. So get him some help. I did. And then we went to Vikings with corner, get some help on defense. I love that. Rashad Bateman. Heck yeah. Let's get another receiver there for Cam. We might see Cam, the old Cam, again. I've said this before on the Morning Spike and potentially the Dynasty Pylon. I think I've said which show I said that on, but we might see that old Cam Newton that we saw in Carolina again, with the two tight ends, Henry and Smith going there. If if Harry stays there, we don't know. Bateman, we'll see where he go. We'll see where he goes. But if he lands there, that'd be perfect. So he has two wideouts and two tight ends. He'll just have to worry about whoever the hell's behind him as a running back. But I mean, at least you have four weapons, right? So then I went with Craig Newsome out of Northwestern. Help out the replacement of Patrick Peterson that left the Cardinals. It's a really good corner. Unfortunately, he's no longer there. I think he actually went to the Vikings, I believe. I want to say it was the Vikings. I think it was like a $10 million deal. So, yeah, I mean, they definitely need help. I mean, it makes sense on why I went with Jace Horn there as a corner. I kind of spaced out that they picked up Peterson, but hey, why not? Like that defense needs help. So, and then I went with Raiders, or I didn't choose this, but I had the computer did. The Raiders picked up an O-lineman, inside O-line. Yeah, definitely give Carr some protection back there. Hopefully he doesn't pull a groin again when it most likely counts and lose people championships. But hey, only a few people understand that pain, I myself included, and not going into the playoffs. So, hey. So tight end, Pat Fairmouth. Ooh. So of the three tight ends, so I think he's pretty good. There's another one out there, Tommy Tremble or something like that. I think these three guys are going to be pretty good. Pat Fairmouth out of Penn State. I watched him a couple games just because I was a Michael Parsons fan, which happens to be the next pick for Washington. But if you miss out on Kyle Pitts on your Dynasty League, he might be first round. Or if you miss out on Brevin Jordan on your first round, those guys are all around guys. Pat Fairmouth, he could be there your third or fourth round pick. Definitely try and pick him up. Again, tight ends take time to develop. Let's take the most recent one who was high prospected was TJ Hawkinson. Came in and did one good game against the Cardinals in his first game and then stunk. Absolutely did crap his first year. And then came in his second year and did a little bit better. So tight ends usually take a little bit longer to develop. And there's some leagues out there that just don't even want to deal with that, and they take them out completely. So unless you have Travis Kelce or Waller, you're not really getting that production from your tight ends, or even Kittle. So I can't forget about Kittle. So I went with Washington. Micah Parsons, good linebacker. For IDP leagues, I think he's going to be really good. I might gun for him if he's still there. We'll see where he actually lands. Again, landing spot is everything, guys. Like some of these guys are really talented, but then if they land up in a situation where they're behind someone really good, like they might not shine, and then that's wasted talent right there. If Micah Parsons end up behind Khalil Mack, I don't think we'll ever see him. I mean, we probably will. They'll probably run both of them out there. But again, there's a shadow that these guys have to overtake either through injury or you just never know. So Chicago Bears, I actually did this pick. I went with Tevin Jenkins. Like I said, gotta help a QB. You're only as good as your line. So yeah. Colts with a QB or the cornerback there. Tennessee Titans with a safety. That makes sense. Why? Because Malcolm Butler just went from the Titans to the Cardinals. So good. That's actually not a bad pick. Trevon Mooring was at actually the Senior Bowl game. I think he was the one who actually caught the interception. I could be wrong, but it was kind of a couple months ago back. But I know one of that name definitely does trigger, and I think he was in the Senior Bowl who got that interception at the first and ran it back. Let's see, the Jets, Jalen Phillips after their Zach Wilson picks. Let's go from offense to defense. Yeah, sure. I'm sure. Nothing bad there. Now Jeremiah, this guy, everyone calls him Jock. Definitely the number 2 linebacker prospected this season. Definitely behind Micah Parsons. IDP leagues, again, if you don't have a good linebacker, if your linebacker is getting old and he's kind of running down, like if you have I myself have Bobby Wagner, okay? So I love the guy. He's really good. Unfortunately, if he's coming towards the end of his career, I'm going to use myself. Bobby Wagner is 32. I don't want to get rid of him. He's really good. He produces every year. He got me like almost 120 to 130 points this season just on tackles alone. So I think he was ranked number 9 or 10 on our league. So at 32 and you're still killing it, man. Like, why not? Like, I'm going to run with you to the sunset. But I will look into someone like Jock as a backup, maybe if he does really good, carrying him on to the next season. Or you can, if you really want, you could probably trade Bobby Wagner off for a couple of 2nd, 3rd round draft picks, see what you get, throw him out there, and then roll with the rookie if he does pretty good. But Steelers right here with Jock, that's a good pick. I think they lost what was it? Their main linebacker, a 24-year-old, got hurt. I can't think of his name right now. But he got hurt and he was done for the season. Then they picked up another linebacker from the Jets to fill in that spot, but they didn't really use him. So hopefully the Steelers can have a decent defense with both those linebackers back there with Jock and the other guy. I cannot remember. Like, it's just spaced right now. He's really good too. I just can't think of his name. So let's see. And then we went with the mock on here. It went with Jacksonville. Sammy Cosme, another O lineman. Give T-Law some help back there. So essentially, I think almost. I thought the Jets went O line as well, but they went obviously QB 1 and 2. Then we go down here to defensive line, O line. So I thought they both went O line, but it's fine. Give T-Law some help back there. And now the Browns, another edge rusher. That's surprising. I mean, they have Garrett back there, Richardson. I mean, that's kind of surprising there. But I mean, if your defense is good, I mean, why not help them out? Stay good. I mean, that's what got them to the playoffs, right? I think they beat the Steelers, and they were butthurt about that. So I know that the Browns picked up their corner. So Michael starts with an S. Can't remember him, but I know he went from the Steelers, or was it the Bengals? I'm gonna have to look that. I'll get yelled at next week by Mark or something when he comes back. So Baltimore Ravens, edge. Yeah, I defense for sure. I mean, Baltimore Ravens, they're like the biggest question I have right now. Like, their offense was all over the place. They couldn't complete passes. They have the weapons. They were good with the same guys. I don't understand what happened. It's really surprising that they did as bad as they did towards the beginning of the season. Lamar basically had to do everything. The defense did not help. So yeah, get a lineman in there, help them out. The Saints did the same thing. Saints are like, in my opinion, with Drew Brees pretty much out, I don't know what they're gonna do there with offense and defense. I honestly think they're in rebuild mode, to be honest, but that's just my opinion. Again, hey, it is what it is. You can call me an idiot. That's fine. I'm just going off of what I think. You don't have to really actually take this into solid in stone and put it in stone or anything. But so here towards the back end of the second round, Green Bay with a corner, and then Buffalo with Terrence Marshall. Really, so that's surprising. You got Diggs, and then you have the pretty good rookie that Gabriel. He's pretty good. So with Terrence Marshall going there, he's not a bad receiver. He was on the other side of Jamar Chase, so and that's probably why he did good in LSU, because Jamar Chase, like I said, is better than Justin Jefferson, and I think that he's going to produce better. Again, depends on where he lands. We'll see where he goes, but Terrence Marshall did good when they were all over Jamar Chase, so that's probably why he did pretty good. But I would not hesitate to take him in my draft boards if he's still there towards the later rounds. Why not gamble on him? Maybe he hits. We'll see. And then Kansas City with the O-line, no surprise there. They lost two good linemen, and then they got one long. They got I can't remember his first name, but they got the Bears lineman Long from the Bears. He re-signed, came out of retirement, came out there, and now he's with the Chiefs. So good for him. From rumors said he didn't even like playing with the Bears. It was a crap organization at the time. Still kind of is, some would say, but I'm not gonna really badger on them too much. But yeah, so the Chiefs definitely replace that lineman, keep it strong, because if not, what we're gonna see is Patrick Mahomes running for his life. What we saw at Super Bowl is potentially what we will see next season if they don't fix that line. If they don't have some type of chemistry, that lineman, and it takes some time. If they don't bond together and they don't fix what's going on over there, we will see Patrick Mahomes running for his life again, like we did at Super Bowl. Yes, he's good, and yes, he made some throws, and yes, his team did fail him by dropping some of those passes. But again, no one ever wants to see their QB running for their life. It's the worst thing ever, because they cannot be precise and accurate as much as they would want, especially someone as good as Patrick Mahomes. And last, as we go with Tampa Bay, it doesn't even matter because they're not going to play rookies. But as the computer went, they went with Christian Barmore, Alabama, big boy. All these guys you can look up, and he's pretty big, blows up the middle. But the way Bruce Arians runs his show, we'll see if he gets in. Their rookie corner did start last season, so let's see if maybe just because it's a defensive thing, I don't know, but we'll see with that how Bruce Arians runs his show there. But that's all I got. Just a quick first two rounds. And basically, these are my user picks. I went with Justin Fields, and I just picked for the 5 teams. I just now looked at it. I guess I decided to go with all National League teams. Huh. Well, there you go. Maybe I'll do AFC closer to the draft time, but I did NFC today. Looks like I picked, not intentionally, but a team from each division. That's pretty funny. Not intentionally did that, but yeah. So Kyle Long, thank you. Ryan, yeah, thanks, Kyle. I knew it was long, but yeah. So there it is, man. That is pretty much the first 2 rounds of what I think will happen. And we'll see. The draft is in about 3 weeks. Hopefully, the guys on the DWJBBF podcast will say something this morning on the morning spike. I will not be there, unfortunately. I have to go play Army games, so which is not bad. I got to do something besides this, right? Obviously. So, but yeah, check them out Sunday tomorrow. I think Tank has his pop culture show, and I will definitely be back the following week as we go into the morning spike with a trivia game. That is the big one. That should be a lot of fun. I think on the 18th we have a bunch of football fanatics playing trivia, and we'll see how that goes. And again, we have a show on Monday, movie reviews, and another Just All Bears show on Tuesday. So lots of fun, lots of shows, all underneath the network of Did We Just Become Best Friends? My name is Martin, and this is me riding solo into the sunset. So have a good day, have a good night, wherever you're at maybe in the world. All right, peace out.